The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Infinite Recovery. Infinite Recovery provides comprehensive care for addiction and mental health concerns. They offer tailored services to address both substance use disorders and mental health diagnoses. Executive Director Robin Lindeman and Medical Director Carlos Tirado are here to tell us more. We're happy to have them both in the studio. And Robin, we're going to start with you. Let's talk about what Infinite Recovery provides.
Infinite Recovery was founded in 2014, and it was founded by our owner and CEO, who's still CEO today. And he kept going through treatment, and he did not have high accountability sober living in Austin for young men. So what he decided to do was open up a sober living home. Since 2014, we have grown from a single outpatient group to a 45-bed detox facility in Cedar Park, which is licensed for 120 outpatient slots. And we're licensed in Buda for residential, and we have 80 beds there and 120 outpatient slots, and then 6 sober homes around the greater Austin area. In Infinite Recovery, what we do is we provide comprehensive treatment for mental health and substance use disorders.
That's wonderful. Okay, Dr. Tirado, I want to ask about how you address both mental health and addiction simultaneously, because they're both really big bears, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, thanks, Rosie, for having us. That was a great question. You know, a lot of times people believe that you can only do one thing or the other, right? You know, but you really can kind of walk and chew gum when you're trying to treat addiction and mental health problems. In fact, most of the time, people need to have both conditions addressed because one typically feeds the other.
Right.
So, for example, say a person gets into a depressive phase, they might be more likely to crave alcohol to kind of help them sleep or help them overcome some negative moods.
Robin, I want to hear about how someone can start the process of getting help for themselves. Maybe they've reached that point where they say, okay, it's time, I need to reach out for help. Or, you know, a loved one in someone's life.
Absolutely. The disease of addiction is very isolating. There's a lot of guilt. There's a lot of shame attached to it. So picking up the phone and making that first call can be very, very difficult. Our admissions team is trained to remove barriers that can include short-term disability issues with work, FMLA, HR issues, and really what we're trying to do is work with the client and work with the loved one together as a comprehensive treatment plan.
You all work so well with people to help overcome all of those barriers to getting people in treatment so that, you know, they can really get started.
I think it is wonderful what you both do. Thank you so much for your time today.
You bet.
To learn more about the admissions process and program options, go to infiniterecovery.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Infinite Recovery.